Alrighty, now everyone should be able to see our beautiful faces. We are live. Uh, hey everyone,
Live.
thanks for tuning in live if you're live, and thanks for watching on YouTube if whoever's watching on YouTube. So this stream is really kicking back to the old days, like our Gears Judgment days, where Tac-Com was about bringing on various people from the community, not necessarily content creators, just people from the community, and talking about whatever topics we wanted to talk about. So today we've got Onyx, GnashinOmenz, and we also have AR Slayer, who's going to be joining us shortly. But let's start off with some introductions. So, Onyx, you want to start us off? Say, like, how long have you been playing Gears? What do you typically play when you play Gears? And then, what part of the community are you from? Like, forums, Reddit, Twitter, and that type of thing.
All right. Well, first of all, thanks for having me and giving me this opportunity.
Yep.
I've been playing Gears since I was 10 years old, I think. Straight from Gears 1.
Nice.
And
Okay.
yeah, I've always liked playing Guardian with friends. I always liked the fact that you could just get straight into the fight and come back. And I just got lately into the community part. Started to visit Reddit, forums, Discord, Twitter. I'm trying to get more involved in the community.
Yep. Cool. All right, Nashin, what about you?
Hello there. How long have I been playing? I started 2012 with Gears 3. Been playing Gears since as my main game since then. Even Judgment. What do I typically play? I guess it was King of the Hill, even though I never enjoyed it that much. We'll figure out why. And I guess I'm not from a community directly. I'm on Reddit, I'm on the Gears forums, but I'm a rather casual player, like I would say Gold 3, Onyx 1. I just play for fun. I don't do anything special. And trying to change that, I'm here.
Cool. Well, welcome to both of you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
By the way.
We'll get Slayer introduced later. So when I started putting together the panel for this stream, I messaged you guys and asked which topics it was that you wanted to talk about. So I've got a list of topics that we'll go through. I'm gonna start us off by talking about the store, and then we'll move into ranked, some PvE stuff, some stuff about the community, and then there's a few other topics we're gonna hit on. But let's start off with the store. One of the things that you guys brought up was the cadence of the store, how frequently we were getting things, as well as the level of Iron exclusivity, and the fact that Iron currently only gives you 1 week of exclusivity, and it makes it so that purchasing it with Iron doesn't really seem worth it when we have like all of these gear coins. Hello, Parasidian in the chat. He is one of the OG Tac-Com members, so thank you for being the first one to type in the chat. Onyx, you want to talk a little bit about the store and what your current thoughts are on the store?
Yeah, so first of all, I'm going to say I've played a lot of games, and I'm probably going to compare Gears to other PC games I've played. One of the things I see people complain about is they have to wait a week for things they want in the store, since it's not worth it to just buy it with Iron. But I don't think that's as big an issue as some people take it out to be. Like, you can see a lot of games like League of Legends is one of the most popular ones. They bring out skins that are $10 a piece, and you can't get them for free. Well, you can, but it's another system. But here, you just wait for a week. I don't think, like I said, I don't think that's big enough of an issue, and we get a free skin even if we don't like the skin. Someone else might like it in just a week with a currency that is fairly easy to get.
Yeah. So you like the store currently, right?
I do, since, for example, we see that not every skin is there. Like, we just got a vote for Anthony, Lizzie, or Gary. poor Gary didn't stand a chance. And it gives the opportunity to players that didn't get the chance to get those skins. Again, for free. We don't have to pay for maps. Not that we get many, but that's another issue. And we don't have to pay for weapon skins unless you want to go for the esports ones. You don't have to pay for character skins. As long as you play the game, you can get these things for free.
Yeah, and that's really nice. I really like the store. You mentioned how not everything is available in the store right now. So obviously there's the esports stuff that's not always available, and then there's special holiday type things. But you go back and you look at, you mentioned we're getting Lizzie next week, but then there was Anthony and Gary, which have already been in the game, but they are not in the store for some reason. Do you think that everything should be in the store, or do you think there should be some of those things that only rotate in occasionally?
Well, the rotation system is there to give new players a chance, and if everything's just added as a instantly, you might not have the coins, but you do have an objective. And the fact that it's a live service game, even though some people might argue it's not yet, and that rotation is part of their system right now. And while it's not perfect, I think it's still nicely implemented. Like I said, all you have to do is wait and get coins while not paying anything.
Yeah. Gnashin, what about your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on the store?
Where should I begin? First, I liked it when the change came. It was quite generous. All these skins, you could buy them for 2,000, 3,000 coins, something in that realm. And honestly, it feels like a classic Gears 3 type of unlock system. I don't know, where you collect all these skins. You don't grind that long, but you get a bunch of skins, and after like 1 or 2 months of grinding, you almost have them all in there. That's how I felt it. But this generosity, I don't think that, how should I say it? It's a temporary thing, right? If you look at the most played list on Xbox Live, Gears of War always was like a top tier competitor, top 10. Here in Germany, it's on place, I guess, 45 or something. Low in the ranking because people quit playing it. So they did that to get the people back, right? They made it generous so people come back in, get these skins, say to themselves, wow, things got better. But does it achieve that goal? I say ultimately no. If you addicted to the game, if you are a person that would never ever quit the game, and you see this door change, it's like Christmas for you. You have all these coins, you grind all day. It's basically you're getting this stuff for free, right?
Right.
But these people that are annoyed and left because of a reason, that's not enough, man. That's not enough. Because still the store is a system. They attached almost all the progression to the store, right? And said the store will do the job in terms of progression. And that's not a healthy environment. Because you want people to engage, right? And a store is nothing to engage. A store is there for you to spend money, spend coins, which means you grind. Maybe I don't want to grind all the time.
Yeah.
Even if it's generous. Maybe when I saw your videos, I saw a Halo 3 poster on your wall, Chaps.
Yep.
And I guess you're an OG Halo player.
Yeah.
And do you remember the unlock progression in Halo 3 and Reach?
Yeah.
You know what I'm about? I mean, that's the reason why I heavily dislike the actual store system. It's uninspired in a way.
Yeah,
But I guess we'll get into the deeper into that.
yeah.
I guess.
I've seen a lot of people say that they don't like how basically all of the unlocks now are just tied to the store. No matter what you're doing, it's earn coins and then go spend them how you want. I mean, that is nice because you can get the items that you want more easily, but it almost feels like the things aren't as valuable because anyone can pick whatever they want. And one thing you mentioned is that a lot of what people are doing now is they want to grind for coins. And that kind of goes back to the core of one of Gears 4's problems, which was a lot of people weren't playing for fun. They were playing what is the most effective way to grind out. What were they called back then? Was it coins?
Credits. Yeah, they were just coins, I think.
Credits.
Credits.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then so I saw someone mention in the chat. I guess there's two things. One is there's old skins like I think Islander Lonnie was one of the first skins in the store, and it was iron only. You could only purchase it. You couldn't earn it. Then there's things like Onyx Guard, who were in they were in the tour of duty for Operation 2, and now both of those are things that we're seeing in the store. It's something that someone paid for in the past, or something that someone earned in the past that's now in the store. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, at least give them like 6 months of exclusivity, at least, or like let it be 3 or 4. I don't know.
Yeah,
Onyx, what about you? What do you think of?
One of the issues with battle passes and time-locked unlockables is that the only reason you got them is because you played at the right time. For the Onyx Guard, it was one of the first rewards. All you had to do was play a few matches and you got him. So, and it's been like, how many months? Like 4 or 5 since the Onyx Guard appeared. I think it's a good... it's not necessarily a bad thing that other people can use the skin, since they don't take away your skin. They don't take away the fun you had when you unlocked it, or the feeling of, oh, I have this skin, I love it, I like it. And with things like Islander Lanny, that were actually very expensive at that point of the store.
It's like a $10 skin or something.
Yeah, all skins were really fucking expensive. And at that point, they were priced like that, whether it's because everything was pricey or because of the abilities they had to make skins at the time. And like I said, it doesn't take away the fact that you had it for a lot of time, and so other people can use it and have fun with it. I don't think it's bad that skins come back, but for example, if they promise that the skin is only available through bundles or a certain thing like the general reward, and it comes back, I think that's when they should start happening. I think that's one of the reasons why TC doesn't really get really deep into stuff or promising things, because they might have to change their policies or change the way they handle the game.
Yeah, and that's like when the store first came out, it was you buy the item in the store and then it's never coming back. And people bought it because of that. Then they changed their policy to you buy it in the store, that's the only way to get it, but it might come back to the store again. And now they've they made that policy change based on fan feedback. But now they've changed their policy again that was, okay, you bought it in the store, it was coming back, and now we're going to make it so you can purchase it with earnable currency. And I guess some people aren't very happy with that. I'm kind of in the boat of, yeah, if I bought the skin, I probably wouldn't be super happy, but it is making for a better game going forward. So it's not the best move looking back, but looking forward for the game, it's probably the right move to make. It's kind of a tough decision there.
That's the point with TC. Like, they go back and forth in everything they do. Like, they have some kind of progress. Somebody comes and says, that's not good. Let's throw it all away and rework it and redo it, which is a waste of resources. Yeah. I think the current store, yes, it's generous, but the better way would be to say, okay, we have this battle pass system. Let's not break it. Let's not waste our resources. Enable all the past battle pass contents, like enable the seasons just retroactively. You know what I mean? Like, just enable them, and whatever content comes in the future, put it in the battle pass system. And if I'm that type of player that doesn't pay anything for skins, I'll do the battle passes. No matter what season, they're all available at the same time. If you're a guy that you can't wait, you want to pay for the future content, you can buy these skins one by one, or you can buy the whole battle pass, like in Call of Duty Warzone, right? And TC, I guess they wouldn't have wasted so much resources to make a new UI for a store, make a store balance, make coin balance, and program it and roll out with seasons, and then try to streamline it, and then noticing, oh, it's not working because we need dynamic content, we need stuff that's exclusive timely and here and there. And it's like, it's TC, man. I don't know what to say. They always do this.
Yeah, and I recommended a while back when I was making videos about what I would like to see in the store, and that was one of the things, was just make all past Tour of Duties available at all times. Don't put a time limit on it, and that way people can go back and they can earn that old stuff. Don't put the time lock on it. One thing I would really like to see changed in the store, though, is, so right now we have the stuff that's permanently available, we have the new stuff that they're adding to it, and then there's that featured section of the store. I would love to see the featured section of the store. So let's say in Operation 5, the featured section just starts having all of the Tour of Duty items from the previous tour cycle through that. So in Operation 4, you can play and you can earn all of this Tour of Duty stuff, and you have earned that, and you get your exclusivity out of it. But then once you get to Operation 5, people can purchase that for coins as it cycles into the featured section of the store. I think that's a great way to balance, like, play to earn the stuff, and then you get your exclusivity. But if you weren't there, okay, well, sometime down the road you can still purchase it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good system.
I mean, they have the store economy right now. That would be the preferred way to deal with the past content, I think. Before they
Actually,
think, hey, we have to rework everything again. Okay, go on.
It kind of reminds me, like, I kind of imagine that system like a totem system, but for battle passes. You know how you switch from character A to character B, so you have to complete those objectives?
Yeah.
That's how I imagine it would be.
I think that would be great. I know a lot of people didn't like the totem system. I personally thought the totem system was pretty good.
I hated it.
I thought it was good except for the fact that classes were tied to the characters. I think that if it was a totem for a skin, it would be a better system. You can work and work and work and earn this skin. If you want to play as Dom, you can play as Dom. If you want to play a certain class, you can play as that class. But if you want Farmer Dom, you have to complete this totem.
Yeah, but...
So you don't... It seems like you don't like that. So I guess what do you not like about it, I guess?
What is a fucking totem? Sorry. What is a totem? I logged in. I saw this new fancy type of stuff called totem. And never ever could I find a description what a totem is. And I was like, what the hell is a totem? I thought I'm playing Gears, not Turok or something. I don't know. And I really love I really loved one skin behind the totem. I wanted to unlock it, but I don't know. I couldn't care less about it, about this progression system, because it's clustered. You have a battle pass, you have coins, you have exclusive stuff, you have esports skins, you have totems, you have random drops, you have, oh my fucking days, I don't know.
Yeah, they really did have like a ton of ways to earn stuff in the game.
Sure. Yeah, and we have to question. We have to set this question up. How can we streamline everything in a way that people can participate in? Progression should a way to participate. Wink, wink to Halo 3 and Reach. I would like to discuss this topic on a fundamental level. Like, I would like to say, how can we rework the store to make it fundamentally different? Not like, okay, they have this balance and that balance. I don't know what you guys think, because I like to dive deep in this, man.
So
my notes, I guess I have one page full of notes to that.
So what would you like to see out of the store then? Or is it even I guess the question is it even the store that you want to see changed, or is it that you want to see a different way to earn content?
Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. I don't want to see a store, because what is a store? A store is an outlet to make you pay, right?
Yep.
And that's maybe fine for TC. They have to earn money. I get that. Totally get that. Cool with that. But that is not fun for me as a player. I don't log into Gears to pay. I log in to participate. And you have to think, how can we make a system that makes people want to participate? And I think that the stores, it's fundamentally wrong. The content is also the content we have seen for years. New characters are not the thing. I don't know. I don't get excited for UIR Swarm. I don't get excited for Lizzie Carmine. I mean, I want to see something different.
Okay, so you want to see something like very different, like we've never seen before.
Yeah, it should be evolved. Here's the thing: many people want to have a create your own gear system, like Halo Reach.
Yeah.
My idea was, look, you have all these fancy characters, so the baseline is there. Okay, you have all these fancy armor variations. Split these armor variations up into pieces and let the people customize it.
And I think that's what Gears Tactics does, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's exactly what it does.
And
I'm so hyped for this.
People asked for that in Gears 4. We didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, it sucks that we don't have this. Gears 5, they're definitely going to do that, right? And people kept asking for it for Gears 5. Yes. Gears 5 comes out, and it's like, what? You guys wanted that? We didn't know that.
Dude, I tell you, the hype was real back then before Gears 5 came out. Oh, man. So the way to go would be like, okay, you choose your base character. Let's say you choose Old Man Marcus. He's like sitting there in his civilian gear, right? And you can say, okay, I want this type of armor, slap it onto there. I want this type of helmet on Marcus Phoenix or the Durag. And you could do that with credits. There's nothing against it. You can grind for credits and do all this stuff for credits. You could say this creative gear system would then be the backbone of microtransactions and, I guess, your everyday progression, right? But that's only one part. You could also say, well, maybe we want some... Wait, let me see my notes. Another pillar, that would be one pillar. The other pillar would be like in Halo 3. You could unlock armor by doing achievements, right? And people really came together as a group to master these things, to get them, because they were so hard.
You're talking about the Vidmaster challenges?
Oh, dude, I tell you, yes. And that's the thing. Today we have so many fancy things like challenges, right? You have daily challenges, weekly challenges, seasonal challenges, and I say we already had challenges. It's called achievements, and achievements carry more weight than challenges. Dude, I don't care about killing 3 scions with the drop shots for two stars. I really don't care. I could care less, but I care for that one beastie achievement that I'm trying to unlock for a year, and it doesn't work. And I'll team up with people. Everyone's passionate. Everyone's failed doing it, and the hype is staggering until you get that moment. You unlocked it, and you want to show off that you unlocked it. Well, you can't do it in Gears because you have to kill 3 science with a drop shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not exciting. And in Gears 4, you could argue that, okay, let's do the achievements thing, but how will it be function with the seasons? We had that in Gears 4 already. They put 5 or 10 new achievements every 4 months in there. You always had new achievements. You had already had these seasonal stuff in Gears 4, and it didn't have seasons in that manner. And what they did to Gears 5 is take all this good stuff that they already had, dumb it down to a point where it's unexciting and boring, and do a less version of that. And I know I'm shitting here on TC a lot right now.
No, I mean,
right
that's like a really big complaint people have with the Coalition right now, is that they got stuff to a certain point in Gears 4 where Gears 4 was pretty bad at launch. It got really good near the end, and then they basically threw all of that away to like... Alright, 1 second.
I just wanted to say I don't dislike TC. I'm just so passionate, man. Sorry if I'm swearing. I'm just too passionate in this thing.
Yeah.
And I have still another pillar. So progression should have 3 pillars. We had the create a gear, we had the achievements. Okay, the 3rd pillar would be Recon armor. You know that?
Recon armor, yeah.
Recon armor. Dude, this made so many people do, I don't know, exciting things. They did thrive to get this particular armor set. It's like, okay, you have a guy here that did a totally good legendary guide. It was the first guide in the world. Boom, Recon armor for you. Show it off. Like this exclusive skin that only TC employees can grant to people.
We had that in Gears 4, but it was the TC. So they had the Blood Moon Imago, which was really cool, and then the TCA Commendation Lancer. They also had the Gears Honor emblem. The Gears Honor emblem and the TCA Commendation Lancer, they looked okay, but there was nothing special, and it was a really small thing that didn't stand out. Blood Moon was great. Oh
yes.
But I think the thing that made Recon armor so great is that for a year or 2 or however long it was, Bungie could give that out to people, and those were the only people who could get it. But then down the road, they made it earnable. But in order to earn it, you had to complete all 7 Vidmaster challenges, and like it was something difficult. You really had to earn
brutal.
And you bring that up, if you bring up Recon armor or Vidmaster challenges to a lot of the people responsible for achievements at the Coalition, like on their dev streams, it's been brought up, and they seem to have no idea what it is. And it's like, but that's what people want. You bring that up to anybody in the Gears community, almost everybody knows Vidmaster and Recon armor, and they're like, yes, give us that. But the Coalition doesn't seem to understand that, at least from what I've seen. Yeah,
because that's the thing with the Recon armor. You want people to participate, right? You don't want them to have the feeling that I'm just a cow that gets milked. I'm participating in a community, and I'm paying all along if I want to. And with these pillars, and they have everything in their hand to revitalize the scene, to revitalize the community. Everything is there from the start. I don't know why they don't utilize it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Onyx, anything you want to add about the story here?
Yeah, actually, I have a few things just to answer the Recon armor. I think the closest thing we had in Gears 4 was the Emerald Gear and the Ruby Cyan. Not everyone could get it.
Those were for getting Diamond, right?
Yeah, I think you needed to get Diamond at least.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember how, but I know it was like this special skin that everyone was like, okay, this is cool. I can show this off. I had to work hard for it. And I saw someone in the chat mention the Gears 3 medals, which is what I wanted to comment on it because, for example, you needed, I think, for Prescott, you needed to win like 100 rounds on every mode. But the issue right now is, okay, in Gears 5 we have Escape, we have Versus, we have Horde, and some people don't like, let's say, Team Deathmatch. They don't like King of the Hill. So how can they make this universal achievement or challenge for everyone? I think totems were also an issue with this, since they were basically medals. You know, like play 50 matches. They were really grindy too. And you could also buy the character by itself. So having the character didn't really show off anything. Like you didn't know if the character, he bought it or earned it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't difficult. It was just time consuming. Yeah. But it's still the basic thing that people ask for. Give us challenges and earn something.
And I think on top of that, it's if you have a challenge that you can earn, make it something that is a true challenge, not just some grindy thing, and make it so that it lasts forever. I don't want a challenge where it's do this 100 times and you get this character. You have to do it by the end of the season, and then like 2 seasons later they decide, hey, we're just going to put this in the store. It's make it a challenge that is a challenge forever and it never gets time locked.
Yeah, it also... sorry, go on.
I was just going to say that some people in the Discord chat a few days or weeks ago were complaining about the emotes for Keegan, Mac, and Lenny just getting placed in the store. And if you played during the first operations, you didn't have Kate, you didn't have Cole, you didn't have Clayton in Escape. So it was really hard to master those maps. And getting 1,000 Gears coins is like, I don't know, playing like half an hour. So it definitely feels unfair for some of those people that really worked hard to master hives, get top 1%, which, since I play every mode, I find it fun, even though it's a little frustrating to master that map that you've been playing for 3 hours, 4 hours. But yeah. And again, back to the point of how do you make these challenges for people to, for example, if you play Horde and Escape, you can't get master skins. You don't play ranked. Maybe you don't like it. Yeah. Maybe you're not that good. But
and I think that's fine. I think it's, but I think there needs to be something else for Escape and something else for Horde. You can't make the like, our challenging character is versus only. It's like, well, no, that's just part of the community. You need to make a challenge character for other stuff.
Yeah, I understand that, but PvE is a mode just like PvP. You still have these people that mastered these modes, right? They can do all this high-level stuff with closed eyes, and you would say, wow, that's awesome. And they should also give them also a diamond skin, but it's the Horde version of diamond skin. You know, you can see the difference. Okay, you see, it's diamond, but it's the Horde version. This dude is heavily into PvE. I won't judge him if he's in a PvP session. I won't judge him by that skin.
And one thing I've really wanted is if you have like the diamond Scion for getting diamond in ranked, and maybe like a diamond Baird for getting diamond in Escape, and maybe a diamond Marcus for getting diamond in Horde, or whatever it is, or Masters, whatever you want. Then if you get all 3 of those characters, which means that you have mastered each of the modes, then there's some special 4th character that you get that just shows off like, hey, I completely dominated all of these modes. I earned this amazing thing. I think that'd be cool.
I mean, that would be pretty
That's
sweet.
basically recon armor.
Yeah, I mean, you could go in that. You have Escape, you have PvE, you have PvP, and you have single player. Let's say put that onto the logic of everyone is a member of Delta Squad, and they have a special diamond skin. If you are that sweaty PvP player, you get Baird. And I know sweaty PvP players use Baird. You master single player on the hardest difficulty Iron Man, you get Marcus. You get PvE, you get Cole in PvE, you get, I don't know, you get this one on Horde. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People would really grind out all modes, but not only grind out, but they would try to be good in it.
Yeah.
And you have the whole Delta Squad.
So let's see. So we've talked a lot about the store and earning content.
Wait, I have a thing. I have a thing because of the challenges. Doing the challenges, you have to find a good, well-balanced middle ground. I can remember that you had challenges that were like, I don't know, get 3 executions in King of the Hill or in PvP. Get kill 20 people with a lancer. And what I could observe was that many people altered their playstyle in ranked matches to meet those challenges.
Yeah.
And that's messed up. To this day, you could say the challenges break the game, even though they fixed it, because you could say, okay, I need to have 300 kills with the Lancer, and I want to play ranked. I'll go in with the rifle in there, right?
Yeah.
And that makes them change the playstyle, alter their playstyle for a long, long time. And someone who's watching him could say, wait a minute, this guy is running around with a Lancer. He must be a casual Lancer high range type of player. But ultimately he's not. He's just doing the challenges.
The challenges
see it.
They're designed in order to make it so that anyone can get them by just playing the game naturally, but being that they're associated with this tour of duty that everyone wants to get through, people want to do it as efficiently as possible. And so while on paper it looks good, it really does have a big effect on the way people play, and it can be a big negative effect.
And in my experience, achievements never did that. In Gears 4, I never altered my game style once to get achievements. I think they nailed it there. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the only time I changed it in Gears 4 was there was the Enforcer achievement where you had to get a certain number of kills with the Enforcer. So it's like, alright, fine, I will spawn with the Enforcer for a few matches and do that.
Shame on you! Shame on you.
I know.
Yeah.
I can't remember that happening in Gears 4, but I definitely remember that in Gears 3. For example, if you wanted a certain thing, like the Onyx skins for weapons, or the Golden Hunter, let's say, I like the Golden Hunter, and I think you had to kill with every loaded weapon, or just some. Let's say, I like using the Lancer and the Gnasher. I don't like using any other weapon. But I want that character. So it forced you to use a certain weapon and play certainly to get that skin. And I see a lot of people complain about certain things no matter what. For example, the achievements about only having to do 10 million damage in versus. And people were like, okay, what about us PvE folks? How am I going to do that if I don't really like it? I'm going to have to play like 100 hours or so to get it. So I think TC really is really with their backing against the wall with this, since they need to really try to give things to every single community, or people will start to complain.
Yeah.
And going back to this, I was just going to say, going back to the store, I like it because you can play Escape, you get coins. You can play Horde, you get coins. You can play Versus, you get coins. It was like the easy way out of, you can play whatever you want, you can buy whatever you want. But yeah, I see why some people wouldn't like that system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't. TC never fully committed to a thing. Yes, you can grind for coins and buy everything, but it's not all the way up there, right? It's more like down here, and they still have a small part where they have it like you have to alter your game style. You have to wait for timed exclusives. You do have to do things that are not healthy, and they never commit to a thing fully, and that undermines the whole concept as a whole, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And with that achievement stuff, yes, if you directly look at it, it seems like, okay, you couldn't satisfy. You could satisfy one part of the community, but not the other part. But they could have make it different. They could have said, okay, you can have you can make 10 million damage in ranked in PvP or in Horde. You could combine that, and the only thing you'd have to do is be a programmer, get in there, change the algorithm of the achievement, change the description. Bam, here you go. Everyone is happy. Like, this change would be so small, but now you have to consider all these possibilities you have in the store and the exclusivity and all this. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, I think really it's just the store and the whole system of unlocking stuff is something that Gears 5 has come a long way since launch, but
yeah,
it still almost seems downhill from the previous games, and I think they have a lot of learning to do there. But
yeah.
Let's move on and hit on our next section, which is on ranked. So
okay. Yeah.
So Onyx, you want to kick us off with some discussion about ranked?
I'd be glad to. Okay, just again, I'm going to compare the Gears ranked system with other games, just to make a point. I want to let you know that I've been playing ranked Gears since Gears 4. I enjoyed the system there. Wasn't too bad. We got Gears 5, and it was a total mess. If you managed to climb to Diamond, Masters, high tiers, you saw that you could win 10 games and you'd get 5 points. But if you lost a game, you'd go down for like 50 points or something, which was a real mess, real frustrating. And now we have this system. You get a kill, you get points. You get a capture, you get points. The game specifically tells you what you do for points. And I still see a lot of people complain and even say they want to go back to the old system.
Yep.
I think one of the main issues is how see-through the system is. People complained about transparency not being there. They had a stream to explain the ranked system, and it showed how flawed it is. And now they seem to go the other way to try to do a good thing for the players. But I think it's too transparent. Since you know how to get points. Yeah. You know how to get points. And because of this, if you're trying to climb fast, you might farm people. We've seen videos of this.
Yeah.
Everyone quits, or at least most of the team. And you see these guys just killing in spawn, driving points. Since you can't forfeit, you can't leave, you can't fight, you can't win. So I think the issue was putting everything out there. They could have done it so... Oh, we had the guest.
Hello there.
Hello, guys.
It's a surprise cat.
All right, looks like xXARslayerXxLinks is joining us.
The cat is talking.
All right, yeah. Onyx, you can keep going ahead. I'll get this set up with him.
Okay. So I have a few little subtopics around the ranked, but I want to focus first on the system itself. Okay. I've played ranked in League of Legends. It's one of them. I've played ranked in other games I can't really remember at the moment. Rainbow Six Siege is another. It's usually pretty basic. You get matched with people around your level. You win, you get points. You lose points. But Gears tried to go further than that, as we see when I was in Gold and Silver. If you lost a game but still got MVP or got the most points, you could earn points or avoid losing points. I personally do not know any other system that does this. Even if you did pretty well in a match, you usually lose points. And I think this is a really good system because of that, since it values your skill, but because they can't have someone go from bronze to gold in one game, they had to limit it with GP, which it's not flawed, but I'd say incomplete.
Yeah.
For example, if a guy killed 50 people and a guy killed 200, obviously it's going to be the same because there's a limit. But what if the guy that killed 200 people managed to ace a team, managed to get a quint ribbon, managed to get MVP, or he couldn't even get MVP maybe because the other guy got one more capture. So I'd say, why not give incentive to people or reward players for playing better or playing smarter? Maybe a couple of ribbons give more points. Maybe acing the team or capturing a point or breaking it along with some special ribbons should give people a bit more extra points to stop getting I had more kills than the MVP, but I still didn't get MVP. This is bullshit.
Yeah, and I know. So gear points are really a hot topic right now, and it's something that they say that they're going to be updating in Op.5, but they haven't really said what they're going to be updating about it.
Future content.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that they said is looking at that balance of, someone in chat mentioned 5 stacks versus solo queues, and it's if you're playing as a solo queue, do you get some bonus gears points, or if you're playing as 5 stack, do you get less gears points and stuff like that? Do you think there should be anything that differentiates the solo queue versus 5 stack, as far as the number of points that you're getting?
100% yes, and I wanted to explain why. I see a lot of people complain about, I'm a solo player against a 5-man stack. That's not good. But I see people comment on, they have communication, and people usually in Gears, they don't really communicate other than marks, and sometimes. But what they don't really say is, the little lottery tickets that are teammates. I might be a master player, but my teammate is a bronze player that doesn't know how to play. But usually when people 5 stack, they're like, okay, that guy's good. I want him in my team. That's a 2-man. You already secured a 1 spot. That's better than the solo guy that's just one guy. He doesn't know how well the other guys are going to play. And if you see a 5-man stack that has communication on top of, these guys, I know this guy's good, I know this guy's good, I know this guy's good, and so on, that gives them a huge advantage.
Yeah.
And I don't think taking away GP is a punishment. I think it's balance. Because, I don't know, 8 or 7 out of 10 times, if both teams are on the same level or around the same level, the guys with communication and higher skill will always win.
Yeah.
So I think, these guys have an advantage. Let's limit their GP a little. It's already almost set in stone that they're going to win. So why not level the playing field and give them a lower reward, since it's easier for them to win?
So what about... There's a lot of people who, even if they balance the GP, which is really what they should be doing, there's people who would complain that 5 stacks are even matching with solos to begin with. Do you think that there should be some sort of limit there?
There should be a filter, in my opinion. Some kind, just how they have the same thing with the matchmaking with like PC and Xbox players. They should be like a filter there in place to help you match up with other stacks or other solo lobbies.
Yeah, so
And,
solos only match with solos, 5 stacks only match with 5 stacks, that type of thing.
Right. And, I feel like there should be an on and off switch for something like that,
I just wonder if that limits, Gears isn't huge right now, and I wonder if
that's another big problem, is just the player base in general and having such low numbers right now.
Although I would say, if they had a toggle like that was toggle on, only search solo queue, if they're not finding a match because the player base is too small, it's their fault for turning on that toggle. And they could just turn that off and find a match if they wanted to.
Same thing with the whole PC And Xbox, if you're taking too long, or how about the low ping, or faster matchmaking, you can sit there for 5 minutes waiting for a match, or you can just say screw it and turn it off. You know what I mean? All
Right.
depends on how you're feeling that day, and if you're willing to suffer through it.
Yeah.
So you brought up crossplay. What do you guys think of crossplay? Should it be forced? Should it be input based? Should it stick as is?
I mean, input based. It should be forced to input based, but you should have the possibility to turn on, like, I want more of that. Maybe I want to play with keyboard and mouse players. I want to switch that on, so matchmaking times maybe go down. And really the only disadvantage I noticed with PC players is, yes, they can snipe a little bit better. They can split your hair sometimes, but they can turn very fast, man. They can do a 180, 360. It's insane. You can't do that with a controller. So my idea was give us a button where you can instantly turn. Like maybe you press LB and your character just turns automatically, and put matchmaking on. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
Like press Tac-Com button twice and you turn instantly. Enable that crossplay.
So the shooter control scheme on controller actually does sort of have that, where so you run instantly as you when you press A, there's no delay, and you can press any direction and instantly turn in any direction, and it's kind of insane.
Yeah.
The other big thing about crossplay, though, is a lot of people talk about keyboard and mouse versus controller, but the other really big aspect is one PC can go up. They have the uncapped frame rate. They can play on a really high frame rate, which just makes it a smoother experience for them. And then they also have a field of view slider, so that they can see more of the map, basically.
Yeah, that's a major problem. That's a major problem because people are exploiting that. People really exploit that, and most of the people I talked with, they don't recognize that because they would wall bounce right in front of you in an angle where it's like, okay, they bounce like this in front of you, right? Always just outside of your screen, but inside of their screen, right? And then they turn and one-shot you, like, what the fuck happened here? And I mean, give us an FOV slider on consoles too.
Yeah, and they say they don't have the power for that. With the Series X, maybe they will have the power to do that. They haven't. They've been asked the question about field of view slider on next gen consoles, and they haven't answered that yet.
But I mean, you have to see it this way. We are here. We are asking for that. We are not dumb people. Tone down the graphics. We are totally fine with that. When they tone down the graphics, when it's like, okay, it's the textures are a little bit more dull, then it's normally, we are fine with that. That's why we ask, right?
Yeah.
Tone down the graphics and give us that.
It's
the Unreal Engine is so fucking scalable. You could do that. Sorry, I'm sweating.
So real quick, two things I want to bring up. One, Slayer, we'll introduce you once we move on to the next topic. We'll take a break between. Then I wanted to ask, what do you guys all play on? So I play on an original Xbox One. Gnashin, it sounds like you play on an Xbox One.
1X.
You have a 1X? Alright, Slayer. Is that a 1X? That's it's the Gears console. Nice. Onyx, what about you?
I play on a PC, but I use a controller.
Okay.
And I was gonna comment on the FOV slider.
Yeah.
And I think it would be fair to have it on console just to have the opportunity. But I tried using different sliding options, and ironically, the best one I've seen is the lowest, like around 85, which it's still a little higher, I think. But I tried playing in 100 and 110. It just feels really different, and while you can see like a bit more, it has its disadvantages since your character is so small. You can't judge the distance between characters that well, and I ended up lowering it, but I would love for the Xbox players to have that option, since they'll have the the slider and higher frames. So what's stopping them from playing with PC players after that?
Yeah. I would agree. Right now, I think having the ability to disable it is probably a good thing. But once these next gen consoles come out, they 100% should give console players the ability to have the increased field of view and frame rate and just force crossplay. Treat the next gen consoles like a PC, basically.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about the ranked stuff we talked.
Yep.
Something we missed, I guess. We talked about GP. We talked about scoring. We talked about crossplay. We talked about stacks and solos. And I want you to ultimately think about what these things are. These things are, I'd say they are buzz. They are things that disturb or ranked experience.
Yeah, it's not gameplay. It's not gameplay, it's back-end stuff.
Yeah. You have stacks and solos. You have the challenges. You have the ping. You have the GP measurement, which leans toward a different type of player, right? It's so much buzz going on. And I think ultimately we should think about debuzzing all this stuff, finding all the, the middle way, right? Ultimately, we should say, okay, if you want to play ranked, you are willing to type of a contract. You are willing to a commitment there. You can only play if you have a certain rank. You can only play when you have a microphone. You can't participate in Xbox Live lobbies. If you're in a lobby and join ranked, you get kicked out. You have to talk to your buddies in game. If I remember correct, it was Gears 1 or 2 this way. And it worked. And
I remember playing a few games where you could not join in a ranked lobby unless if you were in an Xbox Live party, you could not join a ranked lobby. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. And then you mentioned you must have a microphone plugged in or something. That would be very interesting.
Because ranked, I think I'll get some. In ranked is not a playground. Okay, if I can say it. Social play is the playground. Ranked is a place where 10 people say we are here because of the same reason, right? In social, you can do whatever you want, right? And we should have strict rules so that we can debuzz this experience, okay? So we got challenges removed. You can only participate with a mic, no Xbox Live lobbies. And here's the most important thing. How do you actually measure skills? And I'll dive deep into fundamental things again, because this system ignores me as a player, because I'm the type of supportive player. I use my Lancer to keep people in distance. I go in when I see, okay, there is one sheep of the horde is far away and has no protection. I'll go pick that certain one, right? Like a wolf going over a sheep, right? And do this and do that, and the game's measurement will say, oh, this guy is totally crap. He shouldn't get anything. And in reality, my actions might have been the most important stuff to make the round, to win the round, right? And I guess the way to...
the only way... So I get what you're saying there, and it's, you have the Slayer, you have the support player, you have all of these different roles, and like, if you're the most amazing support player ever, the Slayer on your team may still... the ranking system might think that they're better, even if they're a lot worse. And the only thing I can think of to really fix this is make it purely win-loss based. But then people have issues about, well, my
Yeah.
team dragged me down.
And then
And-
you get back into the whole stacks battle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't see a way around it, and I don't know what it could be.
I think,
Yeah, but-
It's really hard.
I think they
Yes,
need
Slayer.
more. They need more ways of getting GP points in each game mode.
Yeah.
You know, right now you have like what I play a lot of King of the Hill, so you have one for breaking the hill, one for capturing the hill, and then one for eliminations. All that cap out at a certain amount. I think that there should be. I don't even know what they would be, but just more options on how you play, you know, to adapt to these different play styles of the people in game.
I
And
think
whatnot. And also different games like King of the Hill, I feel like there shouldn't be a cap on capturing the hill type of deal. You know, that's the primary objective. That's what you're working for a whole game. You know, I feel like, you know, you could cap off the eliminations, you can cap off the breaks, but like, you know, taking that risk to actually go in the hill, especially if you cap it out, you know, it's like, why would I take that risk? I've made all the GP points I can. Why would I risk another death? You know what I mean? Trying to capture this hill going forward.
I
It
think
just lacks a lot of incentive.
I think that they definitely need a GP cap per match, but I think that maybe unlocking each category would work. It's if I want to get 0 kills and just capture a bunch of hills, like if I want to cap the ring a million times and max out my GP for that match, I can do that. Or if I want to not cap the ring at all and get a bunch of kills, I can do that. I think that might help. And then also the damage dealt instead of eliminations might help a lot. Damage dealt to players that die, so that you're not just like peppering people.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because right now people can just like tap a couple bullets into them and get an elimination and get however many points out.
But here's the thing: when you watch players, when you watch a good player, a very good player, a bad player, a middle type of player, you can see one thing that connects them all. I call it pace. When you watch a bronze player, let me say, for example, he gets a kill, right? You can see watching him taking a break after that kill, right, for 3 or 4 seconds. You can watch that his inner pace, his mind pace playing the game is not very high. And then you look at 360 no scope wall bounce Slayer. He will like in 1 second he will do like 3 actions in 1 second. He has a high pace, right? And if they find a way to measure this pace, this would be a good start for individual measuring, right?
Somewhat, but so here's something. It's an analogy that kind of goes back to like racing. You know, everyone knows driving a car around a track or something. The more out of control you look, or the more peaceful your run looks, the faster you go normally. And that can almost be said for gears. Is there's people wall bouncing like crazy, getting all these like no scopes and multi kills, but if they are going really fast, they might be out of control and be less effective than somebody who has the mental capability to really understand what is going on. Might appear to be acting slower than someone else, but actually be performing at a much higher level.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. Yeah, right.
And I think you see that a lot in professional play. Like, you watch esports, and a lot of esports, some plays are just crazy. It's like, wow, how did they do that? But a lot of it looks a lot slower paced than what you might picture a Masters match of King of the Hill looking like. But it's because they are at that next level where it looks so much slower, but there's so much going on in their head.
Yeah. Dude, I can remember times in Gears 4. Sorry, I'll make it quick.
Yeah, no worries.
I saw people that, I don't know, I so wondered about it. I saw one player, I don't remember his name, Game Attack. He used to sit back in the spawn and do nothing, I thought he's doing nothing, and turned out he was watching us play. He was watching the enemy play, and he would wait for a moment, then he would absolutely come in there and tear everything apart, go back to the base, watch the meta again from outside, and coming back in when we needed help. And there was this moment in Gears 4, it was on that Relic, was it? Relic, yes. And King of the Hill, he said, dude, 3 people behind you. I instantly turned around, killed these guys, and we won because of that, because I was the last one standing on the ring. Like, this one call out saved our fucking asses. How do you measure that? I don't know. It must be magic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to add actually that the system is way too complicated with all these play styles, all these factors, all these players to just, try to grade every single one. Like I said, most games just do the, you won, okay, here's your points. You lost, okay, let's take away your points. But Gears is trying to evolve, even though TC isn't that big of a company. There's not that many players in comparison to popular games. But they're still trying to, make a next level ranked system that tries to truly measure your skill, even though there's so many things that they can measure.
So, I think there's one last big part of ranked play that we haven't touched on, and that's the game modes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
actually.
So, I'm just going to start off with this one. We used to have Escalation. Escalation is the esports mode, and we used to have that in ranked. Do any of you like Escalation?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Do you like Nashin? You like Escalation?
Oh, dude, I hated it in the beginning. I watched esports, and I was like, these intense moments where you have, like, I don't know, one team is absolutely dominating 90% of the time. Then the underdog comes in and wins out of surprise. And I was like, wait a minute. This is too much for me. This is so exciting. And they nailed it in there. But at the same time, it might be the problem of the game mode. Like, there are times that it's a stale, boring game mode. Then you have times where it's exciting, blowing all the time. You're like, what the fuck's going on? And maybe it's a little bit unbalanced, and you have to really commit to the mode. If you play it with strangers, no way you're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Because stomping other people and getting stomped, it's not fun, man.
No, it's really something you have to play with a team, and you have to really commit to it. It's such a complex mode, though.
Yeah, stomping people, yes, it's fun 1 time, 2 times, but that's it. Because I don't want to get stomped either. It has to be a middle ground right there.
Yeah. Onyx, what about you? Do you like Escalation?
I had issues with the mode because I love the concept about each member having lives, each movement counting, being able to win through either domination, killing the team, or just points. But because of the game mode, how it works, you'll see high-level matches being, we're going to be a minute here just lancering people, and no one can move because of the map design. That's another topic, but yeah. I like Gears because of how crazy it is, executions, the CQC, part of the game, the Gnasher, the Lancer, but I don't like where games revolve around one single thing, which is what I don't like Koth or Team Deathmatch that much. It ends up being, okay, this team has the advantage. They can cover the map with the Lancer, and that's it. You'll see the flow of the game never changing until the next round. Which we go back again to solos versus stacks. Stack players can communicate; they can cover the map better, and it gets boring.
Yeah. Slayer, what about you on Escalation?
I don't personally prefer it. I play a lot of solo gameplay, so I don't usually do too well in Escalation. I played a match or two and I was feeling it. Sometimes I just got in the mood. I did have that competitive nature, and it is a well built. It was a well-built game mode for, teamwork, team-based gameplay. Do I think it could have improved in some areas? Yeah, with weapon selection, how long the matches took. That was one thing. I felt like a lot of escalation matches were just really drawn out by the end of it. You know, you just kind of get tired. You just kind of want it to be over. At least that's how I felt a lot of the time playing it. Personally, it's just not as fast paced, and I like the faster paced gameplay. But I think it was good. I like TC coming up with something new. You know, you look at a lot of the other game modes, are the same game modes we've been playing since Gears 1, Gears 2, you know, Gears 3. Me personally, I would like to see newer, fresher game modes, you know, stuff that does require more critical thinking than just go kill them. You know what I mean? In this new generation of, you know, multiplayer shooters.
So what about Gridiron? Which we
that I wanted to say that, yeah.
I love it.
I love Gridiron right now. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that's my favorite Gears mode.
I like it when people play for the flag.
Yes,
I don't
you're
like
right.
it when people only play for eliminations because those games get really stale really quick.
See, and I don't mind playing for the elimination. Like, I picture Gridiron as an improved version of Execution. It plays out as either it's Execution and you eliminate the other team and you get it, or you capture the flag, or I guess at a pretty high level, one of the ways it plays out is it's about that initial. Whoever gets the flag, they kind of bring it back and they want to camp and defend that flag, and they're fine with just getting the 1 point out of it.
Which is one thing I appreciate, you know, them having the multiple objectives. You know, there's that critical thinking. I was, you know, just talking about having those different objectives to do or different ways to actually complete the match.
That's, I think, what makes a great Gridiron player is that map awareness. It's you have to keep track of where's the entire enemy team, where's the flag, how much time is left, what's the score? Do we need to get a touchdown this round? Like, I think Gridiron is, it's underplayed, it's underappreciated, but it is like, it's my favorite mode, and it definitely belongs in ranked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gridiron meets that middle point that escalation misses so much. And I was surprised that I, as a Gold 3 player, could go in and mess with Onyx people and get the flag and get the points. Or I don't know, I can do stuff. I don't know why it happens, but me as a usual player, I have room to breathe, to do the objectives or go for kills. And honestly, that surprised me because I never had that in escalation. I never had that in King of the Hill or anything. So Gridiron really should be the go-to game mode for esports.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I can compete with higher people. Where do you find this? In which game mode do you find this? In King of the Hill, you usually get stomped. If you play with people like Onyx people, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And then,
but I think people ignore it because on paper, on screen, this term single life, they completely ignore it because there's single life. But it truly never feels like a single life game mode. It really feels like it has a pace of team deathmatch, but mostly quicker than that. Like it feels like team deathmatch, King of the Hill, capture the flag, execution in one game mode. That's genius.
Yeah.
Give that man a medal. Who invented it? Give it a medal. I will give him all my Reddit medals. Tell me his name.
Are there any other modes that you guys want to talk about from like a ranked perspective? Obviously, we have 2v2 and free for all in ranked. I guess team deathmatch is in ranked now. We're missing dodgeball, Guardian, execution, Warzone, arms race. Did you guys want to go into any more detail on any of those?
Yes, I have a thing. I played King of the Hill for years now, and for years I was dissatisfied playing it. And before I use many words to describe it, I tell you one example on Gears 3. There was a time where you had a special event, King of the Hill, with 4v4 players and no stopping power and no retro lancers and no double barrels. I think it was Nasher only, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember. But you only had 4v4. You didn't have man stopping power, no retro, no double barrel. It was like, this was the best King of the Hill experience that I've ever had. And it was not clustered. It felt like Gears, man. It didn't felt like a go in and die repeatedly thing. I don't know what you guys think of King of the Hill. Because you had room to breathe and all the things you do.
Yeah, it's just.
I like. No, go ahead.
It's just King of the Hill. It's a tough game mode due to how, at least to me personally, just I guess it does fall back onto like how the rank system works in general. But you just, I don't know. It plays weird with how well the other players are against you, and just seeing you go up against this team and it'll be like 3 stack and 2 of them will only be twice re-upped, but then they have 80-something kills, 90-something kills. They slay through you like it's nothing. I just have a tough time reading the gameplay a lot in King of the Hill, reading the other player types and just knowing where I'm at within the games, and it caused a lot of frustration for me personally. And yeah, I mostly play that, but it's very frustrating.
Yeah. Someone in chat is talking about how it's an arcadey casual mode, and I wanted to touch that. Usually in ranked, you should be able to control most of the things, to see who truly is better. And the fact that the spawns are seemingly random kind of messes up with experience, since, okay, what if the other team is about to win and they get a better spawn? That's just luck.
So the spawns aren't random. There is logic behind them, and people have figured that out. Like when it was competitive in Gears 3, people figured out how to manipulate the spawns and and you can do it in Gears 5 too, you can cause the enemy team to spawn in certain locations. But I think it's the fact that it seems random. It's so complicated and most players don't think to figure out how to manipulate the spawns like that it seems random and it seems like a bad experience. But I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of King of the Hill because, yeah, like you just said in chat, it's almost like most matches are people mindlessly running around because you can just respawn. And I've never been a huge fan of King of the Hill.
Yeah, I just feel like there should be more emphasis on capturing the hill right now, opposed to eliminations, because that's what a lot of people I feel like play the game mode for right now, is to just get as many eliminations as they can.
That's the only reason I hop in King of the Hill.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention, not specifically King of the Hill, but how many modes do we have in ranked? Like 5 or 6?
There's 2v2, Free for All, Gridiron, and King of the Hill. Those were the main ones, and then they added Team Deathmatch back in, so it's 5.
Yeah. We hear a lot about people, TC fix the matchmaking. I've been searching for an hour. I think there's too many ranked modes. Like, I think they could do a rotation. Like, we know they give skins every... I don't remember if it was till the end of the operation or every certain time. But why not rotate the modes every month or so to give for the population to be higher and for players to focus to play on that?
I think...
Or group them up.
I think 2v2 and free-for-all, it's a different type of mode, and I think they serve their purpose, and they're fine staying in there. Yeah. And then King of the Hill and Gridiron, like, they put those in as one is the respawn objective-based mode, and the other one is that single life mode. And those are so very different that I don't think you would want to rotate those, because, like, I want to play that single life mode. If they rotated that, I would be playing that in ranked and then the next month I would just not be playing ranked. They want to keep people engaged. I think having the four modes, like free-for-all and 2v2, and then Gridiron and King of the Hill, just those four modes, they cover all the bases they need. They brought in TDM, and that's sucking a lot of people away, I think, because TDM is such a popular mode for whatever reason. It's so simple, I guess. It's such a popular game mode that it's taking a lot of people who want to play ranked, and they're like, oh, I'll just play TDM instead of funneling into the other modes.
I think they could replace TDM with, a rotating playlist every month. Different test trial of a new ranked game mode.
I don't think... Oh, you mean like one of the existing modes? You're not saying like create some new mode, right?
I mean, I feel like at this point, they should be creating some new modes. But I mean, you could rotate some of the ones you already have in there. Just keep something fresh within there, so it's not just the basic 4. But you don't want to have more than 5.
Yeah.
That definitely would pull away too many players.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
too much.
Even
5 sounds like a lot, just knowing the player base right now in game.
If it was up to me, it would be Gridiron and 2v2 as like the only ranked modes. Maybe free for all.
Please, free for all.
What do you think of playlists instead of modes?
Not in ranked. I don't mind it in quick match. Like the single life objective playlist in quick match right now is my go-to. Like Gridiron, amazing. Dodgeball, amazing. Escalation or execution. It's like, all right, fine. I'm willing to have that in the playlist. But having Dodgeball and Gridiron together in a playlist is fantastic. I wouldn't want that in ranked though.
But here's the thing, like in ranked game modes, you always have a sense of it gets a bit stale, right? When we look at King of the Hill, people play. Many people I met online, they play King of the Hill for one reason: go in, get some quins, some dual kills, die, repeat, get in, kill, die, repeat, get in, kill, die, and maybe we should bring some variation in them. We could do the playlists very smartly. We could say, okay, you have the King of the Hill playlist, and there is King of the Hill, Annex, and Blitz, which is basically King of the Hill with different rule sets, right?
Yeah.
And the playlist would force you to adapt. Like your mind has to expand in your thinking, and you have to say, okay, I can't get comfortable in here, right? I always have to switch up, which is a skill gap, right? And it also brings you variation, and it's so similar to King of the Hill that, I mean, you could consider it.
Yeah, that is one that I could see flipping. Yeah. But I wouldn't want like TDM and King of the Hill together or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at the time and trying to get through all these topics. Is there anything else ranked we want to bring up before moving to the next one?
No.
We're good. I think we're good.
All right. So I guess before we move to the next topic, Slayer, you joined us. So the intro thing that I had everyone do is, how long have you been playing Gears? When you're playing Gears, what do you typically play? And then what part of the community would you say you're from? Like Reddit, Twitter, forums, thing like that?
So I'm definitely mostly a forums member. I'll occasionally hop over on the Reddit sometimes if I see a good post. But yeah, I mostly stick to the forums. I don't do Twitter, so I'm not on any of that. As for Gears, man, I've been playing since the first one. I think I was 9 when it came out, and I wasn't actually allowed to play it yet. But my friend had his older brother got it for him. I used to go to his house every weekend. We'd nonstop play it. God, good memories. But yeah, no, I mostly play King of the Hill 2v2s. I played a decent amount of team deathmatch before the most recent update about it with the whole 4 teams and all that bullshit. I don't like any of that. So that kind of died off for me real quick. Besides that, I don't know. I jumped a lot into the PvE side of things, after Gears 5, just from how lackluster the PvP side of the experience was.
Yeah.
But overall, I still find myself hopping on every day.
Yeah.
At least twice. Oh my god. I apologize. I have 3 cats and they just died.
Yeah, the cats seem to like you, man. I think I just had a cat trying to get in my door over here earlier. See, so I wanted to, just in the interest of time, I wanted to jump over to this community topic.
Okay.
So Nash, I think we had you on that one.
Yeah. In terms of game modes, one thing I miss in the community is a discussion about innovation in game modes. Like,
oh yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'll make it quick.
Yep.
Okay. My question to you guys is: do you think we have innovations in game modes, like with Gridiron, or what do you desire in the future? Because I honestly expected with Gears 5, with the open world single player campaign, that we would have something like Gears Warfare, right? You know, the Unreal Warfare prototype for Gears 1?
Yeah.
Vehicle combat, bigger maps, kind of like Big Team Battle from Halo or Onslaught on Unreal Tournament. They could have taken those hub worlds and make them maps and give us Gears Warfare, like 10v10 or 20v20.
If the servers can handle it.
For sure they can handle them because they have top-notch servers. And do you guys desire something like that?
Not in a main Gears game, I don't think. I think in the main Gears game, I would like to see more innovation in game modes. I think Gridiron was a great innovation for the Coalition. I mean, the whole concept of having a flag was kind of weird. They could have done more Gears-themed things like that. But as far as coming up with new modes, I would like to see more innovation there. Like, Gears 2, we had Submission. Gears 3, we had Capture the Leader. And those were things, it's like, there were various takes on modes that we've seen in other games, but it felt like a completely new experience because of the way that they Gearsified it.
Yeah.
But I think the acceptance of these modes was not high enough. Capture the Leader was dead fast, as I remember. Nobody played that.
I loved it.
I loved it.
It was fun, but the acceptance of the people was not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slayer, what do you think?
Personally, I would take large-scale battles over Escape any day of the week.
Yeah.
I'm an Escape fan. I mean, I do think it's interesting that they tried to do something new with that. Do we consider, Escape something new, innovative?
Yeah, I would definitely.
I don't know how y'all feel about Escape.
It seems like it's Gears' takes on, like, Halo had their Spartan Ops thing, Call of Duty had their, I don't remember what it was called, their, like, Special Ops missions or whatever. Escape sort of seems like Gears' version of that, and I personally love Escape. I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Onyx, what do you say to Gears Warfare?
But I like the concept of them evolving, but it's also risky. Since we saw Gridiron, it's basically Warzone with downed enemies having more health and a flag, and we still have people complaining like they want Warzone and they want Execution, but they bring them back and then don't play it. And we saw, even if Gears 5 didn't have any issues with launch and the time they had to release the game, I think it would be really hard to, well, even if it was really hard or really easy, I think it's risky to try and change too much in main entry for the response of the players. There's so few, and if the game doesn't do well, that's a lot of wasted resources.
On top of that, you have the fact that it would have to be on new maps that are dedicated to that mode. You couldn't recycle the maps that are used for other modes. So that would be a huge manpower thing for them. I think, like, I made tweets about big things that took place in the open world area, and like everyone could use Skiff and get upgrades to their Skiff and have combat and stuff like that. and I think it would be cool, but I don't think it would be the right thing for one of the main entries in the Gears series. If they had a spin-off game that was more based on open world stuff, I've always talked about having the Division, a Gears of War style Division game.
No.
If they had something like that, it would be cool for a large scale thing.
Imagine this. They would take the hub areas for Gears Warfare and make it like kind of bigger overrun, right? Which would remind me of Rush from Battlefield. Yep. So they have used their resources there. They don't wasted anything and created a multiplayer mode with that. And especially, I can't wrap my mind around Division 2. They came with the concept. The Gears players desired something like this for years now. Division came, and so many people switched over. We lost many people to the Division. I see many former Gears players there, and I honestly liked something like that, where you go into, let's say, the Gears Division game mode, which is a PvE mode, and you can do all your horde stuff there. You can do your escape stuff there. You can do your I don't know stuff there, right? And that would be like, it should be in the main entry, because now you could say, okay, you took all the resources from the single player campaign, the hub worlds and all the stuff, and you made something innovative out of that. And people would say like, okay, Gears did actually something really new, like not escape new, but massively new. I see interest potential in there, massive potential.
One quick question, in your concept of this, would this be a ranked game mode to you, or would it be more on the social side of things? If this would be something that you were
social from the beginning, but you could say, okay, you go into the menus and say, I'll switch to the ranked realm. Okay, so you spawn in there and it's ranked, right? Yeah. You don't even have to be like, you don't have to use hub worlds. You could still do everything from the menu, but when you go into the game, it's all these massive game mode stuff, right?
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So, Gnashin, you want to transition now and kick us off with some community discussion?
Yeah. Okay. This is a big one, guys. So, yeah. I mean, being so long in the community and seeing all the stuff going on, we have many problems with communities.
So what would you say some of the top problems are in the community
right now?
Top
problems? I'll stick to my notes here. Let me say, I have some questions for you. How did our community get so toxic? What do you think? And why are many people so obsessed with skins? What do you think?
Oh man, all right. How did it get toxic is...
I mean, I'm sorry if I break it there. I can remember Gears 3 days where you had all these great people. I saw you back then. I saw Evil One. There was so much community stuff going on, and it's all gone. It's all about skins now.
Yeah, it being toxic, like, it's always existed, but I think it's just it's gotten a lot bigger recently, because I think just in video games in general, it has gotten bigger recently. It's not exclusive to Gears, but because we are very close to Gears, it's affecting us a lot, or like we're seeing that more. It's that, and the fact that Gears is older now, and especially with it transitioning to this new developer, the TC needs to build a lot of trust, and there's a lot of people who aren't willing to give them that trust and are going to point out every single flaw. And there's people who have built up their foundation of this is what makes Gears Gears, and they've built their little friend groups over the past years, and anything new is just sort of they're going to look at that and not really like it, or they're they're not going to be completely open to it. I think that's what leads to a lot of toxicity. I don't know about you guys.
I think a lot currently right now also might just have to do with, a lot of frustration just within the game itself. A lot of people are fed up. And of course, these people, they care about the game. Obviously, most people that are still playing it right now are people that are dedicated towards the game, love playing it, love everything about it, want to see the game get better. And, they go in, they get their ass destroyed by a, 80 level 88, not even re-upped once. It frustrates them, and they want to be hostile, and it creates a cycle, and it just adds on top of each other, and just turns a lot of things sour.
Yeah. Onyx, what about you?
Actually, I think that Toxicity, well, it's always been there, but now it's much bigger. I remember a lot in Years 3 that the option of having the retro, the sawed off, the hammer burst, everyone was like, okay, the sawed off is for noobs, the retro was for noobs, screw you for using it, I don't like it, and so on. And then we had Judgment, which a lot of people were disappointed in that.
Day zero.
They were angry. They were like, this is not the game I played before. I don't like this evolution. Many people left. I actually sold my Judgment copy, even if I bought all the DLC. I was like too disappointed, even if I loved Overrun.
Oh, yes.
Then
Overrun.
I walked away from Xbox. Then I realized Gears 4 was on PC, and I came to PC. I started to play 4, and I heard it launched really bad. And I think that's the issue. Like, people have high expectations, and they're like, new Gears game, I wanted to relive those memories when I came back from school and have fun. And it's not the same game. It can't be the same game because it needs to evolve at some point.
Yeah, I
And
think there's a lot of the
you get
nostalgia
frustrated.
stuff.
Yeah. Like, Gears 3 wasn't perfect. And I see a lot of people basically saying Epic Games was the best and TC is bad because they can't do what Epic Games did. But if you go and play some people would actually hate some of the old Gears that they launched right now, for example.
Oh yeah, I go back and I play Gears 2 right now, which is a fantastic game, but it feels terrible compared to what I'm playing right now. I think two really big things with Toxicity is you mentioned Gears 3, like the sawed off came out and people were like, "Oh, this thing sucks. You're a noob if you use it." And it's as the game evolves, more and more stuff keeps getting added. And the more options you have, the easier it is to form groups of people who say, this is bad, you should play this way. It's that combined with the increased social media presence of everybody. Everyone is like unfiltered, just voicing their opinion now, when not nearly as many people were on social media in the past. You have the ease of access of YouTube and Twitch, like the fact that I'm able to do this Twitch stream and upload it to YouTube is crazy, and it almost builds a sort of smaller community of the people who want to be involved in this compared to a community that wants to be involved with someone else, and like you almost get those groups butting heads, and it leads to toxicity.
Yep.
I have an attempt for this to fix it, and I want to know from you guys what do you think of it. Let me explain here. Right now, the community is in a state. When you look at the YouTubers, they cook their own soup. Like, as I switched to Halo and I saw the community there. When a small YouTuber does something, when he has a good idea, you can clearly see that the whole scene is observing the scene itself. Everybody's connected in a way, and then there's this small YouTuber that has a small idea, but it's a great idea. The whole scene reacts to it. That's really not the case with Gears right now. It's like clustered. Everything is clustered. Content creators are clustered. Content in itself is clustered. You have to be on Twitter. You have to be on YouTube. You have to be on the forums. You have to be on Reddit. You have to be on Instagram to get the whole point. And my idea was that they put all this stuff into the game UI. Like, you have a community hub, And Twitter is integrated there. Reddit is integrated there. All this exciting community stuff. WhatsApp is in there. Community highlights are there. So you can have access when you join the game. Because Gears players have the habit of being very passionate about Gears, but they don't care about everything else. They don't care about participating in the community.
Yeah.
They don't take the effort to log into Twitter, to log into this, to log into that, and it's like that's so much wasted potential. And I'd say I think it was League of Legends which did that. Maybe I'm wrong. Where you have a community hub in the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I could be
I
wrong.
haven't played League.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, you actually do have like a hub that that says, oh, look at this content creator made a music video.
Yeah.
Look at the this tournament coming, or
Yeah.
this collab, this drawing, and it doesn't really take any space since it's just like a little tab.
Okay.
And yeah.
I'm more about this big thing. Like, it's a big community hub. Like, you log in there, you look. Now, because of the challenges, you log in every day to get them, right? Go in and check the community tab. What's going on, right? What content is being made today? And it's like, in the community itself, I saw people that I call mini chaps or mini evil one. Like, people who are like, they bring people together, right? They do all these lobbies, private matches, and all this stuff, and care about people, and care about bringing them together, but they have no tools at their disposal, right?
Yeah.
They're doing tournaments all day long. Why can't they say, okay, everybody pays 1,000 Gears points. We are now making an Xbox Live tournament out of it, right? The functionality is there. Or maybe this guy cares about new players. They come to him and say, why are these people bouncing this way? Or why can't they kill me around the corner? And this mini chaps guy, he has no tool to say, oh, here's the link, go there, click this in the community tab. This is the tutorial where you can do that, where you can learn it, right?
Yeah. So really, you just want a better way for in-game. You want the coalition to showcase community stuff and help bring people together.
Yes, because when most of the community doesn't care about this stuff, they don't come to the content. You have to bring the content to them, right? And I don't know. What do you think of that?
I think a community hub would be nice. I know they tried doing something similar to that, but not in game. It was on their blog posts. They used to highlight community members, and I thought that was cool. Like each week you'd log in, and it was, hey, check out the cosplay that this person did, or check out the montage that this person did, and stuff like that. And it introduced you to new parts of the community, and it also did things like, hey, check out this guy's montage, and this guy's montage, all in the same post. And it was kind of like, oh wow, there's like this montage community that I didn't know about, and these people are all sort of connected.
And they should also, I feel, in game have, somewhere, maybe in like the What's Up or whatever, the news tab or whatever, have links to the different, social sites that you can join, like the forums, the Reddits, the Twitter and whatnot. That way, when you like first log on, you get this little pop-up saying, hey, here's how you can like become more involved with the community.
Yeah.
And, just... Because I feel like there's a lot of Gears players, that aren't on the forums, aren't on the Reddit page. They just hop on, they play their game, they have their fits of rage or their good match, and they leave. They'll hit their easy at the end of the game, and off.
Yeah.
Actually, when they rage into a void, right? Their opinion doesn't get hurt. They say, "Oh fuck, this TC's not carrying. I'm out."
Yeah.
Right. It's a pity. Onyx, what do you think?
I was going to mention that if you look like for Twitter, Reddit, and stuff, the most things you'll see in Gears are complaints.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to complain in a forum. It's so easy to say this game sucks. but it's not so easy to look for, let's say, a montage video. Well, it's fairly easy, but if I'm a new player and I'm interested in the game, I'm just gonna Google the game, and probably the first results are gonna be some type of complaint or forum that's negative. Like the game needs a lot of positivity, and there is, like, the game isn't as bad as many people make it out to be.
Yeah.
But actually, weren't there like videos of best clip of the week in Twitter? I don't see them anymore.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
That's a pity.
Like the community, there is a community that's like, check this out. You can't beat this Haven Master. I got you with a guide, and so on. But there's no tools, or there's no ease of access for those types of people to grow. And one of the main issues with Gears multiplayer is how hard it is if you're a new player. So what if a bunch of players came together and made a tutorial, how to wall bounce, how to up A, explain mechanics that if you experience firsthand as a new player, you'll be like, what's this? How did this kill me? What happened? Most people will just be like, this game's trash, I don't like it, and move on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There should be this tool, this group of people, this gear circle in the game that's like, we're making a free-for-all lobby, check this out, come play with people in hives. Like, all TC would need to do is give us a platform for people and the community to grow that's made specifically for content creators or anyone that wants to contribute to the community, and not just a forum where people, can complain easily and flood the forums with dumb ideas and words.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually when... So this Tac-Com channel used to be streams like this where I was just inviting random community members on who wanted to talk about stuff. When I actually started the YouTube portion of Tac-Com, it was supposed to sort of be like that. I mean, it wasn't an official thing, but it was going to be a, hey, you want to make a guide on this, or you want to make something informing people of this other thing, and it was sort of that community hub. It didn't end up turning out to be that way, but that's what it was supposed to be, and it would have been really nice if that worked out.
Yeah. For some point.
That's a pity. I told you before the stream that I love Tac-Com. I've been observing you for a long time, and it's a pity to see that your channel and your content doesn't get bumped up, right? And if we would have all this stuff in the game, if there would be some guy that says, wait a minute, Chaps made a new video, boom, for one day you're exclusively featured, then next day Razor Edge, boom, and people can click in-game in there in the menus, watch it, and say, wait, dude, the Razor Edge made a wall bouncing tutorial, for example, or let's say Optic Ashes, I don't know. These esports players, they also have channels, and they have like 500 views. That's totally underrated. You could go in there and say
the skin videos are what get the most views, though.
Yeah, exactly.
They do. They actually do.
But you can see the stuff and say, wait a minute, I want to do that too. Jump into the game, do it, or find their custom game and participate right in it. Or when you think about esports streams, let people watch esports stream in the game client, man.
Yeah.
You can give them skins. They can get these skins and check them out directly, and they can say, wait a minute, they're playing Gridiron. It looks awesome. Let me play it too. Maybe there's a break. Let me make a round of Gridiron. I don't know. That's the way to make people participate in your realm, in your in the realm of the franchise, right? You want people to participate. You don't want them just to pay. So this is the way to go here, I think.
Yeah, and just going back a little to the fact that we need a platform. I've seen a lot of new people coming to the Gears Discord and being like, how do I buy character skins? Like, they did explain it, but it's not something you can just look for in Google and you'll get an instant answer.
Right.
Like, they do streams, and if you watch the stream, you'll get answers. And if you didn't watch the stream, you didn't know there was a stream, you don't exactly like or have the time, how do these people get this information?
Yeah. There was one quote from Halo 3. I watched an interview with Marty O'Donnell, the composer of the game. And he said one thing about the franchise. He said he put his hands in every decision of the game because he wanted not only music, loading screens, menu screens, mechanics, meta gameplay, everything. He participated in that and made decisions because of one thing. He wanted you, as soon as you take out the disc out of the box, as soon as you open the Gears game, you should be soaked up into this Gears universe, right? When you open up a game, you should see the Halo ring which fills itself. You should never get thrown out of the immersion, right? And this made people willingly get soaked up in there for so many years, right? Because they booted up the game and everything was awesome in there. Everything was in there somehow. Like everything what they wanted from the series was in there. And Gears should do that too. Soak up the people into their realm and not ever let them go, right?
So let's see. We are coming up on 2 hours almost.
Oh my geez.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go around the room one last time and just say what are some of your closing thoughts on all of this discussion. Like, if someone was to take away one thing from this discussion today, what do you want that to be? So Onyx, we'll start with you, and we'll circle around the room.
Okay. Well, we talked about different topics, so it's kind of hard to give like a closing statement on.
I mean, you can hit
these
briefly on
things
each if you want.
Specific. But... Yeah. For example, TC isn't a huge company. Gears isn't a huge game, but it has very loyal fans, and I think there should be a better place for these fans to, make the community bloom as a whole. Since we see a lot of negativity when the game is actually good, we see a lot of passion in these complaints because they want the game to be known, they want to love the game, and I just think the community should actually be like closer than ever at this point.
Slayer, what about you? Closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just encourage, as many Gears players as I can, to be as active as you can in the forums, Reddits, in a positive, constructive manner, make sure in match you're hitting your GGs, I know it's frustrating sometimes, but I guarantee for every match that, you go 20 against someone else 70, that 70 is going to be having a piss poor match, within these next 3 matches. We all have high and low games. The best we can do is just, push through it. We're all here for the same reason, to play Gears, fucking rip open some guts and stuff. So, yeah, just trying to keep as positive as we can. Because that's the only way that we're actually going to keep this community pushing forward,
Yep. All right, Gnashin?
Yeah, we as a community can only be as active as TC allows us. We do need the right tools. We do need the right bandwidth to do that. I think they did very well on many topics. I gave them many flack for this today, but I don't dislike them. I like them because they're dedicated to the franchise I love. I wish they do better. And there is potential. No matter how much negativity you see, there is always potential in this community, in this franchise, and we can do better. And I highly believe in that. Yeah.
And so I guess I'm just going to wrap it up with well, first of all, thank you to the 3 of you guys for joining. This was a great discussion. And kind of going with that whole community thing, I think having more discussions like this, not just from this channel, but like having other people do discussions like this and get the various community members to have their voices heard in some constructive discussions, it could go a really long way. So, again, thanks to you guys for joining. Thanks to the chat and anyone watching live. Thank you to everyone who's watching on YouTube. Join these various communities. We've got Gnashin and Onyx here from Reddit, Slayers from the forums, and I guess you guys cross over to both Reddit and forums. But go join these various communities. Now that you've met these people on stream, you can put a face to the name. Go interact with them on these various platforms. Express your opinions.
You're welcome.
And,
May I say something
having
more?
us.
May I say something
yeah,
more?
go for it.
We're only halfway through my notes, so I'll expect a part 2.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, God.
And, there is so much to discuss. And
Yeah, definitely.
all right,
It was
man.
a pleasure with you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. And we'll catch you guys later. See ya.
Of course.
Right. Have a nice day.
Have a good evening.